Good morning, afternoon, and evening, SuperCoach Elites. Welcome back to another SuperCoach Elites podcast, proudly sponsored by the patrons at patreon.com/SCElites, and I'm at supercoachchampion.com. My name's Corey, as always, alongside me is the Bonfz Express.
True. That's right, Corey. The Bonfz Express is back, and round 10, I think, about to start. Round 11 round 9 is done, and we've got 24 hours to act, Corey. It's absolutely fucked. But anyway, before we have a quick chat about that, where can listeners hit us up on social media?
Find us on Twitter and Patreon at SCElites. Find us on iTunes, Facebook, SoundCloud, and YouTube at SuperCoach Elites. How'd you go, Bonfz? It was, I know, between the two of us, we're not putting great numbers on the board.
No, 2-2-4-6. Just another substandard score from a substandard year from me, Corey.
Yeah, that was a 2-2-7-6 with a donut down back. So fun times. The Cup starts this week, Bonfz. Looking forward to that?
Nope, because I'll be eliminated first leg.
Hang on. I should have got the fixture up for the Cups because I know the fixtures are out. And yeah, if you want to have a look for me, do you know where to look? I doubt you even know.
I imagine Discord.
I was going to say because there's a chance we could be versing each other, so I wouldn't mind.
Really, this week?
Yeah, well, we're in the same league, so I don't know how the fixture's working.
We got drawn on the same side, didn't we?
Yeah, I know. I know it's 1v2, 3v4 this week, so I don't think we'll be playing as each other this week, but who knows? SuperCoach, for those we're recording, it's 9:40. SuperCoach is still not open. It's hectic. We're going to come at you with a real quick potty this week, just because you're not going to have a shitload of time to listen to it. I suppose we had Tobe Watson drop a nice little 75 this week. He was there. I think we're going to have Belladin, Keane, Draper, Harry Edwards, Skinner, Draper with the 73, Skinner with a 63, Sparrow at 180k with a 64. Any of them that you're looking at this week, Bonfz?
Probably Drapes at the moment, and man, this difficult thing about the rolling lockout is you probably just have to wait for sort of teams to come out. So the dudes that I'm looking to trade out are guys kind of like Taylor. I'm potentially looking at a ranking out depending on what's happening with the break evens. McInnery could be out. So some of these guys play later fixtures, which I'm pretty happy about, and Will Day as well, who's obviously got the bye this week. So people like that might be pretty handy. Tom Williamson's also got the bye. So just have to probably wait and see what happens. But Draper, if any, is probably the one that is most on my radar right now.
Good news is you're probably not looking at anyone in tomorrow night's game too, so you don't have to act before then.
Yeah. Portelli did name a debutant, I think, for tomorrow's game.
Yeah, but or some shit.
I don't think we're picking him on debut, that's for sure.
Nah. Primo-wise, are you kind of your token? I almost said Sam Simpson then. Mitch Duncan and what's the defender? Tommy Stewart.
Yep. Duncan, Stewart, Dusty, all radar material this week for myself.
Yeah, same. And I'll definitely be getting Draper with some DPP. Going forward. Do you have any heroes and villains this week, Bonfz?
Oh, for fuck's sake, heroes and villains. Well, how's this for a villain? Villain Corey Bate English. Well, you told me not to VC Jackson McRae because you told me I need to do the best player in the game in Max Gawn. I needed to VC him.
Yeah, well, who'd you captain?
Well, I ended up captaining Lockie Neal, but it still cost me points. It wasn't a great deal of points, but I just won a little bit left field there, Corey. I think SuperCoach open, Corey, because I think as I just went to scroll through my team, SuperCoach has opened actually.
Oh, there you go.
Interesting. So look, heroes and villains this week. Curtis Taylor.
This makes everything a lot easier.
Real kind of shitty with him, to be honest, and I don't know. My hero was probably Lockie Neal because I straight seed him, and I'll tell you now, if Simpkin hasn't been a villain now for 3 weeks, he's virtually on the chopping block, your boy.
I actually said that he should be rested. I hope he gets rested because he was clearly hurt the week before. Looked fine on the weekend, just couldn't kick a ball.
Yeah. So that was interesting. Hey, he asked me, what sort of guys I'm looking at. I think I've almost made up my mind here. Rankin, and I'd said this to you sort of pre-podcast. I said his break even was going to be no good. His break even is 76, and Curtis Taylor's also got a break even of 79, Corey. So those two are probably firm on the chopping block for me at this stage.
Yeah, ranking sub 300k now. That's handy. Yeah, I don't mind that move. I think he'll probably end up going for me as well because I think that's going to mean I can afford my trades. I'll have a little bit of a play as we go on. Yeah, look, my villain is also myself. It's hard supporting and being a member for two teams in the AFL that just continuously dish up utter bullshit week in, week out. So that was good. I think a lot of Essendon supporters, I'd be their villain for the week as well. It was had a little bit of fun on Friday night. I think it was. When did they play? Friday, Thursday, Friday.
Friday.
Friday night. Yeah, they had the 18 game.
That was a doubleheader, yeah.
Yeah, I was extremely intoxicated and decided to have a little bit of bite, so that was fun. My hero for the week was definitely Nick Naitanui, that's for sure. Put on an absolute masterclass. Now I didn't check scores I checked scores at
Stiff, I will
three-quarter
just
time.
say that, yeah.
Yeah, and then I watched it and I said, I was literally like in the chat and I'm like, if that's not like a 70 to 100 point last quarter, I'm going to crack the shits, and was pretty happy when I logged on and seen 146. And obviously Maxi gone, not owning him. That's going to be good in a couple of weeks, probably right before finals. I reckon Nick Nat will be able to get me there. Hence why I'm looking at Sammy Draper this week, because that'll be Draper and Grundy with some cover. Just Nick Nat to sit on the bench for a couple of weeks, and that'll be a nice little probably 100k upgrade just before finals now, I would say. Maybe 150, 200. But yeah, pretty happy with that. Have you had a little play yet?
With my trades?
I was talking about with yourself, but
oh, sorry. Yeah, no. That's purely reserved for 34 minutes post podcast. I'm very, very particular about that. Look, I am just, I've just logged on and just had a look at obviously the guys I'm looking to bring in. Mitch Duncan only went down $9,000, if you can believe that, Corey. And his new break even is sitting at 29 at the moment. So you feel like he's the one to probably bring in this week. If you look at his scores aside from that injury game, there's no way you can say he's not top 8 at this point in time. That's for sure. Tom Stewart only dropped $7,000 with a break even of 31 as well now. So again, that's just another one. And it's just going to be a matter of whether you've got enough money to get two of these guys in. I mean, ideally you want to get two of them in, but whether that's possible or not might be another thing. And Dusty Martin went up 50k this week. It's sitting at 516k with a break even of 16 now as well. I mean, he has been in form. He's gone 3 tons in a row, but that 184, I just think, could this be a trap, Dusty? Because, rounds 2 to 9, he only scored 3 tons, and they've come in the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, we'll say to anyone that you're looking at, just make sure you check the buys for the next 2 weeks as well. Have we got a little patch yet? I know this is kind of on the spot. We don't even have the next patch of buys named yet, do we?
Not the one after the next couple of weeks, because we've got the fixture for the next couple of weeks. And I actually don't own a Richmond player, so I don't know if they're actually on the buy in round 11.
No, I think it's GWS and Gold Coast from memory.
Yeah, but Geelong definitely aren't on the buy the week after, which makes Duncan and Stewart viable selections.
Yeah, so upcoming week is Carlton, Freo, Hawthorn, West Coast. And then coming out of that is GWS and Sydney, sorry, not Gold Coast now. So, yeah, I'm going to be up shit creek. I'm going to be short on cash, so I think I'll be going 2 down, 1 up. And I think I'll be grabbing Mitch Duncan and Sammy Draper and probably looking at God knows what at the moment, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm doing that third trade, but it just seems at this early stage I'm not going to be able to get the 3 done as well. So I'll probably look at Rankin and Taylor out for Draper and Mitch Duncan. And my other trade, well, that might just be kind of whatever it is.
Do you think you're going to...
May even hold it.
I was going to say, do you think you're going to get close to a full team?
This week?
Nah, by end of season.
My trades left make it difficult to see that happening. Look, if I run through it now, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 defenders. I've got 5 midfielders, and Duncan will come in this week, so 6. I've got the 2 big dogs in the ruck, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 forward line players. Gee, I thought I had more than that, but I have been sideways in Dev Smith, Segler, done a lot of that stuff in the past few weeks, which has probably caused a few issues on field there for me, which is why I've probably lost and not scored well in the recent weeks, Corey, because I've had fewer premiums on the field as opposed to most other teams. So what does that mean? I need 2, 4. I still need 6 players, and I'm going to have 11 trades to go, but probably a relatively wealthy bank. So I'm going to be cutting it fine, that's for sure.
Yeah. And sorry, did you say how many players you're going to field this week?
At this stage, so this is prior to trading, I've got 3 defenders, which kind of sucks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 midfielders, but I'll get what's his name, Duncan in there. So that brings me up to 8. So I'll have 11. The 2 ruckmen make 13, and I'll field 6 forwards, it looks like. So no, it's not 13. 8 and 3 is 11. 2 ruckmen, 13. See, no, it is 19. Looks like I'll have 19 going into this week minimum.
Fuck. Pending selection. I mean, obviously Rivers isn't coming in, but I should have 21.
It's a big number.
Yeah. Fuck, that's handy.
Yeah. And I think this week from my team anyway, this week was the low week. I think next week I will easily have 22 with playing emergencies and all the rest of it.
Yeah. No, beautiful. So is this basically this podcast almost like the Geelong show, Duncan Stewart, for those that don't have Dusty? Is there anyone else that, people should be looking at? Sis with the 88 is probably going to be handy for anyone that doesn't have him. Nick Haynes continues to dominate through the air down back. Lloyd is just putting a masterclass on for Sydney. Does have the bye next week, so probably one that you'd kind of have a look coming out of the bye. Yeah.
I'll tell you what you might be interested in, because you've been kissed on the schlong again here, Corey. Max Gawn dropped 30,000 with a break even now of 217.
That's handy.
You'd be very happy with that.
And what's Nick Nat's break even? Actually, let's get that up. 61.
61.
With the bye, and the bye actually couldn't come at a better time
It
as
helps.
well. With like Draper, Nick Nat being there is like, probably a handy little point.
But it also helps in the sense that so Nick Nat's not going to keep smashing his price going up, which means having a buy for him is good because he holds his price for another week while Gawn decreases another week as well.
How vital is it for West Coast to play in close games like as a Nick Nat owner? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, he's good. He's stiff to only get like 140 on the weekend as well, I thought.
He was incredible. No, who am I this week? Bonfz, obviously not enough time for me to prepare, so I know you're going to be a little bit disappointed with that. Probably just go straight into potty questions. I don't want to drag this podcast on as long as I normally would, simply because, well, people aren't going to have enough time to listen. Now, this is going to be some utter carnage here because the only glasses I legitimately have laying around are my speed dealer shades that I play golf in. So I'll try and read without them. I'll get the squint going.
See how you go.
What was the date this weekend? What date did we play?
Today's the 2nd of August.
Here we go. Rogo. G'day, Corey and Bonfacino. Is Simpson now cooked?
He scored 80 on the weekend. I assume he's talking about Sam Simpson.
Simpkin.
Oh, Simpkin.
I've seen glasses fucked up already.
I'm holding, but there's no chance I'll be bringing him in.
Speed dealer shades.
I legit can't afford to sideways another guy.
Nah, you've got to hold it. You've got to hold it all the way to the end, I think. The good thing was he played in the midfield. I suppose if you're going to take any positive out of there, he played in the midfield.
Yeah.
Any news on Cunnington?
I've heard nothing. That's underreported. And mainly, I reckon, more so because fucking no one seems to give a shit about North Melbourne. That's maybe why it doesn't get reported too much. But yeah, I don't know with that one, man.
Did you watch the North game on the weekend?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, very good news story, the Majak.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and that pre-game with Dermy and everything, that was
it was very good. I'll tell you though, just on Majak, the one thing I fucked up, Corey, for some reason, why didn't I have him as an anytime goal scorer in my
He was only $1.40.
Was he?
Yeah.
Happy I didn't have him then.
Yeah.
I legit thought that might have been paying like $2.50 or something.
Yeah, first thing I checked in the same game multi was Majak. Yeah, $1.40.
Yeah.
Because even I thought, I'm like, $1.40, I don't know if I want to risk that just in case he goes plays down back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you just knew that there was going to be a moment like that.
Exactly.
I felt like during that game.
Etchison 888, our new boy, our new love child. Hey guys, love your podcast. Is it time for Jai Simpson to go and pick up Tom Stewart? I mean, you got the luxury of trade. It's not the worst thing you do.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm sideways in though. I mean, yeah, go get Tom Stewart, but I don't know if I'm doing it via that method.
How many trades would you have to have in the system to encourage it sideways?
Depends on your team. Depends on how many trades you got left for the season. So if he's got like 20 trades left, fucking go for it. But if you're down in the lower kind of teen area, then I'm probably saying no, don't.
Carvaka, now this is a very good question. What are the chances of buys during finals, you reckon? Think of steering clear of players who have yet to have their buy.
No, not going to happen. Because
Why?
because buys happen in the last 2 rounds of the season, and there's no way the AFL gives out buys to teams 2 weeks before finals. Because that would be considered a way too unfair advantage going into finals for some of those teams. I don't think they can do that based on the integrity of the fixture.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't think it will happen, but it's a crazy year. Benny Table King Durand. Hey, I love it that Table King changed his name to Ben as well after
all the Bens on the thing. Yeah.
Hey fellas, Carnage Week begins both at home if Melbourne Metro based or SuperCoach. 140k in the bank. Kneel down to 680 odd versus Duncan 530. Both attainable with 3 trades. Could be the best window to get Neil, but Duncan won't be this cheap again.
No, yep, Duncan
for sure. It's incredible.
It's not worth the 180,000 right now.
So filthy that boy's that bet's void as well. The great thing
doesn't he only have to miss one more? We're still on at the moment, aren't we?
No, he missed 2, didn't he?
Oh, I've got a feeling he missed 1, Corey. It's still written on my computer here, which means it's not void. I think he's only missed 1. So he has to miss 1 more for the year.
I thought he missed 2 weeks in a row. You know who'll confirm.
I'll have a look. He's played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, missed round 7, played round 8 and 9.
Oh, there we go. Oh, we're still on. Yeah. Oh, grouse.
Yeah,
you're a good guy. Thanks for that.
I usually delete it off my my bets tab here once it's either paid out or won or lost kind of thing.
Very good. And we spoke about this last week, the importance of grabbing players when they're at their kind of lowest price value at that best time. We're talking about it before the pod. You're saying that you think that I'm a premium up on you. And that's simply probably the reason why. I passed up on Gorn.
And now you've been kissing the dick and you're going to get Gorn at fucking 150k less than I did.
Lucky Neil. I still got relatively cheap. It was handy. So I think you have to get Duncan. I think you need to start because that 180k, that's a premium for you next week.
Yep. That 180k could be the difference between getting another premium. Oh no, he said he had to do 3 trades this week, didn't he?
Yeah, but if you that's still 180k difference regardless on whatever.
But it means he's got 180k in the bank with a downgrade next week. He could potentially be getting Neil next week. Yeah.
Benny Roth, hey boys, thanks for everything you do. This includes Will, Pete, Ned, Bretta, and the whole SC admin team. I love it that he left Dizzer out there. That's so good. Dizzer's gonna fucking crack it.
To be fair, I mean, Diz should be in there and not Brett.
Yeah. Or I was going to say Ned, who's actually technically not a part of the SCElites team. He's running the
cup, does have SCElites Ned though in his Discord name.
in all fairness to him, he's doing a fair bit of work. It's a tough time in Melbourne, and you guys always provide a laugh for us. Now, do you boys? Cheers for that, Benny. Too. It means a lot. You're a good man. Now, do you boys like the look of Draper? What about moving him into R3, Cameron into FA via DPP? Cheers, boys. 100%.
That's what I'm doing this week as well. So I'll flick out, like I said before, either Rankin or Taylor or both. I'll swing Cameron into the forward line and Draper will sit there in the ruck. I mean, providing the shit thing is, you've got to do all this before he's named.
Yeah, but I think I don't think they're resting him. I reckon they'd happily play him solo.
Yeah.
Belchamber's played forward.
Yeah, probably because of Draper's maybe more of an inability to play forward than Belch himself.
Yeah, but I think Essendon know that Draper is their future too. Yeah.
You reckon they're playing for the future even though they're sitting in the top 6.
Well, I even think now he's probably a better ruckman.
Yeah, okay, touche.
Yeah. They're not
Why
top
didn't they
6
play
anymore, are
Phillips?
they?
Where's
They're outside
Phillips?
the 8.
Are they?
Dropped because he was shit.
Okay.
Yeah, a couple of weeks of absolute caca.
You remember when they
I
reckoned Phillips was
think
the greatest
Draper
ruckman on the world when he played Grundy? You remember that?
Yeah, it's good.
That was funny.
Me and Mason and fans. It was Steve.
Just trying to whip up the flag now because you reckon they're outside of the 8.
I think they are. I think they're just outside. I know Pies are outside the 8 now.
What are they really?
Ladder, yeah. Essendon's 9th, Collingwood's 10th. Ladder reads Port,
Essendon game in hand,
St
though.
Kilda, West Coast, yeah.
Oh, they're
Yeah, but
equal 6th, Corey. Equal 6th.
They'll lose that game in hand. Hey, percentage is everything, Bonfz.
Bro, how have they won 5 games and lost 3 and they've got a percentage of 88?
Because they get absolutely spanked.
Shit.
And you know what? They had a couple of real competitive games in there too. Some real competitive losses. Who do they play this week?
GWS.
Oh, so good.
They've played all the easy teams, haven't they?
Yeah, exactly. And they played really respectful against them as well. Mickey Ryan, I'm thinking of bringing in Draper too. Would you blokes condone spending 20k on top of Conroy for him? Just really feel one of Gawn or Grundy could miss a game in the next couple of weeks. He's got 18 trades still.
Does Conroy have any DPP, Corey?
No idea.
No, he doesn't. So it's literally going to be the only way you can get him. So yes.
Yeah, I like it. Especially like you said, I wouldn't be surprised if one of those two. I don't think Gawn will miss, but I wouldn't be surprised if Grundy had a week off.
Yeah.
Even though he just seems to be not doing much anymore.
But even at that point, you want to have Darcy Cameron, I reckon, in your rucks and not Draper. It's where
he doesn't have Darcy Cameron now. You're not paying full primo price to go get him.
That's true.
Yeah.
But on that general conversation, because this might be applicable to other teams, it just begs the question then if that Strawn guy is more viable than Draper. Because Strawn at least has ruck forward capability.
I think Strawn will go out though.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, and I think Draper's got a lot more point potential. Draper has more chances to be last year's Rob than Strawn does.
Yeah. It's going to be hard to see when we cash in on him, though, because he's got to play like 6 games to make the money. And by the time
you'd have to go early. By the time you hit finals, you'd have to go.
Yeah.
You could really be pulling the pin well and truly early. Frogger, Z Williams, worth a flutter or ticking time bomb on the injury front. Handy
Fuck that.
by.
Do not touch that
shit. Not especially in this little fixture. He was good. It was really good. Great for any draft leagues. But I wouldn't be doing it. Buterick to Stewart via Rivers, Curtis Taylor to Duncan via Greenwood, DPP, and Jerry to Draper. Can you condone? I think that's a great set of trades.
Yep, agree. Although Greenwood wasn't brilliant today, was he?
No, he's got DPP via Greenwood.
Oh, via Greenwood. Yeah. Okay. I was going to say because Greenwood would be on the
Greenwood
decline.
was good as a player. He just didn't lay any tackles.
Yeah, and you know what? Every other game he's laid like 8 tackles.
Yeah.
His break even's 167 now going into this week. So, yep, that's going to be nice.
Yeah, hurts, especially because it could have got Dusty
over Greenwood.
Yeah, it felt like 50k cheaper. That's probably the one thing.
You couldn't ignore what Greenwood was doing. When you line up the numbers back then, hindsight will give you the right answer, Corey.
Dazza, Corey, and Brett of you there, who are the 3 in each position, excluding the ruck I need to get. Ooh, I always like doing these.
Yeah, Lloyd, Sicily,
Haynes,
Tom Stewart, based on price.
I still think Haynes.
Neil, McRae, and based on price, Duncan.
Yep, agree.
Gawn, Grundy, obviously. Petrarca, Whitfield, and the third one's a little more up in the air. I still think Greenwood's going to be the next best.
Yeah. Dusty's form's so hard to argue with. Bailey Smith still had 20 touches on the weekend. I think the forward line is just awesome. Simpkin could turn it around in a heartbeat.
Yeah, Walters even, but I mean, he's going to come back off an injury. Speaking of Walters and Fremantle and injuries, please be aware Nat 5 did drop 50k this week. His break even's 155, so potentially next week we could be looking at a Nat 5.
What did he score?
112.
Did he really?
I'd honestly be expecting even in 2 weeks from that 5 to be sitting at around 530k. So even if you've got that one extra trade this week, I don't mind if you just find another downgrade that might pocket you 120 to 150k, because in a couple of weeks when money starts to get a little tighter because we're back down to 2 trades,
Yeah.
that's someone you're going to want to bring in.
He played a lot of time up forward tonight. That was actually a really good duel to watch. Fife and Darcy Moore.
Yeah.
That was every time they were playing on each other. It was a great contest.
But Fife should definitely be on the watch list at for the next sort of fortnight, and that definitely not this week. But I'm not even sure when their buy is. And look, if he fucks us again with that hammy, then so be it. Because
it's funny as we're telling people not to pick Zach Williams, we're now talking about Fife in a different.
Yeah, because Fife is like a 120 averaging guy. Zach Williams is what, like 100 if he's playing well, and that's an if he's playing well.
Dizar wants to know how we scored compared to him this week.
Don't know.
Yeah, he's got a 2040, so 2400. Sorry, not a 2040.
How did he score against SuperCoach Elite's admin Pete?
Yeah, I think SuperCoach Elite scores admin Pete, who had an absolute ripper tweet on Friday night as well. He's absolutely dominating.
Just doing some of his finest, isn't he?
Absolutely dominating, just racking up the likes. He scored almost a 2600. Admin Pete, he's flying. Travie 25. Hey lads, thanks for the easy draw on the SuperCoach Elites Cup. Easy beats all the way to the final. Hashtag it's fucking coming home. That was it. That's all he had to say.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Kavaka. Oh, that's not a good one. He puts the Elites Patreon League up, and the ladder sits Bonfz in 16th, Corey in 17th, and Bretta at last.
So what we're doing is we're holding everyone up.
Yeah, we're all 3 and 6. Change that to total points though. I mean, Brett would still be last, but that's okay. Hot shame, gentlemen. What do we make of Ty Watson's job security? Quick cash grab, handling still TBC. Pierce not back till next season. Had 12 touches and 5 tackles versus the Pies. I thought he was good tonight.
Yeah, I can't say I barely noticed him, but when he was on TV, you don't miss that sort of bright red mop that he's got sort of flowing around there. 150 is a good price if you need some security down back. Then don't hate that one, but yeah.
I think he's good. He's actually probably one that I'll be looking at down back, to be honest. And Daz is also when are you making the overdue decision to piss the flog bombs off and get someone with real knowledge like Dizza?
Yeah, probably about the same time your mum's finally decided to put you up for adoption.
Not bad. Millsy, who's just come in now at right now as we're recording, is trading Rankin a good idea? Yes.
Yeah. I got no problem with trading Rankin. I honestly thought this was going to be short term for him. People might have been surprised when I said after his first game that I thought, Will Day was going to have his measure and all that kind of stuff. Because he's a small forward, Corey. He was never going to, like 100, but then 56 and 34 last two. He's done. And you know what? He's made us 170K
or something like that.
5,000. I want to say something like that. That's enough, man. Cash him in, get him on to the next guy.
It was all pretty handy.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, it was handy, but is it going to be a team killer now?
Yeah, well, my opponent didn't feel him this week. I mean, it wasn't close, but if it was close, it would have been shattered. That's it for questions. You got any goal stories this week?
Nothing that deserves mentioning, Corey. Apart
from
a
pretty good round today.
I've got a tailor-made M6 hybrid actually up for sale. So if anyone's interested, I can, if you're a real fan, I can sign the club for you. I won't put any cost, further to it. Maybe Corey will sign it too, and it's only been used about on 3 days, and it's up for sale though because I fucking had enough of it, Corey.
It's kind of tough to golf chat when we don't play together. About as good as I get is had some real good par chances this week on 2 holes out in beloved Craigieburn and on the green in 2, and I bogeyed both of them, both par 4s as well. So it's
real elite type character.
Golf chat gets.
I did nearly crack me 110, Corey, as you know today.
You did play well.
And on the final 2 holes, generally as per usual, I lost 2 balls on the final 2 holes, Corey, and it fucking tipped me over the edge. I wasn't happy, and walking into those last 3 holes at the airport, you know what it's like there after seeing my performances. I was thinking, fucking watch this. I'm just going
How
to score
was
18.
how was like the mental state after hitting the first 9 and then agreeing to play the 18, like the back 9? Was
That
it like
wasn't a sig-
the first drive just game changing for you, or were you just shitting yourself? Or
Was this when I was with you, or?
no. Did you play airport?
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously the last couple of times you've played there, you've been pretty piss poor
Uh,
in the back 9.
yeah, it's only those last fucking 4 holes, and it all starts with that stupid par 3 that I can never get better than a 6 on. That's where it just fucking cooks me. It's all downhill from there. But yes, there are mental scars.
Not bad. You had a look at vice captain and captains this way.
Corey, have I
And
had a
more
look first?
importantly, actually, before we get onto that, how bad is we've got no golf chat now?
Well, we can't for 6 weeks.
Yeah, well, that's shit. We're going to lose a lot of viewers.
Yeah, no doubt.
People are going to tune out.
I'm sure that's why they tune in, Corey.
I reckon there's a lot. You reckon obviously poker games are going to get a serious increase moving forward?
I think people will want the social outlook, Corey, and I just reckon spots on the table might get a little hot, and I can virtually guarantee we'll have something every Friday. I mean, I can't fully guarantee, Corey, but I'm pretty sure I'll be available for the next 6 Fridays.
Last Friday was grouse.
It was a good sesh, and thanks to Etchy for his debut game. I mean, do you even know what happened at the end there? He fucked me over.
Nah.
Well, he didn't really fuck me over.
I tuned out. But you know what was funny? Actually, just on this subject, the funniest part was that when I got off the table, it was what 3 a.m. by the time I left.
I think the whole table finished at like 2:50 a.m. something like that.
Yeah, so it might have been about 2:30ish, or maybe even a little bit beforehand. Anyway, as I'm gone and hopped into bed, I'm still just getting messages from Etchy, just like buy such and such, like as he's still eliminating
he wasn't on the
table.
voice chat. Yeah.
Oh fuck, it was a pisser.
I'll tell you what happened though. We might have convert golf chat into poker chat. I had $20 on me, Corey, and Diz at that point thought, yeah, he's cashing out, and everyone had cashed out, and it's just Etchy. And I said to Etchy, yeah, fuck it. And you're like, we'll just play. Anyway, hand after hand after hand, Corey, my 20 turned into 100, and Etchy had about 250 left on him at this stage, and I thought, all right, I'm going to raise the stakes. No, he had 150, I think, 150 to 100, I think it was. That's right. And so I got dealt King Jack suited in heads up, and I thought, well, fucking, I've got no choice here but to move all in, right? Moved all in. Etchy's virtually snapped called, and he showed a King Queen. And of course, the Queen High ended up winning $100 hand, Corey, if you can fucking believe that. So I walked off with nothing, and Etchy walked off with, what does that make it, 250 or whatever it was that was sitting on the table.
Yeah, well, Etchy knocked me out of the table twice. First hand pocket 10s versus pocket 3s.
Yeah,
Flop,
no,
3.
and there was a, yep. And there was another one where someone had a trips.
Mate, no, Etchy beat me again. He beat me twice.
But there was another one where someone else had a...
Yeah, this was the next
pair.
one. So I had ace king. Someone else had pocket like 6s or something.
I think it was Lordy Lord.
Yeah, and Etchy's pulled out pocket 3s again and beat us with pocket 3s. He's knocked us out twice.
Somehow. But,
he was on. He was on. When you're on,
he
you're
had
on.
a good night. He had a good night. And good on him. He's had a good week on the gamble responsibly front too, Corey.
He's a good
man. And he showed some responsibility during the Collingwood game today.
With a nice
and he was able to turn a profit instead of turning a loss. So good on you, Etchy.
Oh man, I can't believe we're going into poker chat now. This is
because we got no choice, Corey.
You think I'm bad at golf? Like do you see me on the poker table? That's even worse. Just the easiest donation you'll ever get.
Daz has just said
Daz,
it looks like
that's
he's
a good
got
one.
the
So
buy.
yeah, it looks like Daz has got the buy. He's drawn Corey in Elite Stevie 1. Insult. I thought that had to do with Cash League then.
Yeah.
That's about it, Bonfz. You got anything else to add?
Well, you asked about vice captain and captain loophole,
right.
Corey, and I didn't get a chance to answer you. But you have a look at the guys we got now. I fancy Lockie Neal against Richmond just because Richmond aren't going to do a tag or anything like that. But for me, honestly, I think McRae against Port Adelaide could be the best VC option going into the weekend.
I think I'll go McRae into Neal this week.
Yeah, I think McRae's form is good. Neal's matchup looks great, But to be honest, like, look what Duncan's even doing. I think Duncan's could honestly be a viable option against North. Like, the thing with Duncan is I'm not sure how long it's been since we've seen a 170 or 180, or if he's even done that in his career. There's honestly options galore, because then you look at the Collingwood and you think, well, you're pretty
Grundy.
comfortable in thinking Grundy might get a hold of that ruck sort of contest there. And I know Gawn had 87 on the weekend, so people probably more hesitant just to straight see him now is where I'm thinking.
There's a couple of seriously viable options, isn't there?
Yeah, I think McRae to Neil is good, and you'd back one of McRae or Neil to get at least a 130. I think if your captain option this week popped to 130 on the VC, I think you just take it. Like, just don't get
100%.
too fancy with it.
But yeah, and they've all got good games like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Pause. Obviously because it's Monday to Friday, but fuck, it's so good having footy every day.
I can't stand it already, Corey. I don't like it. I don't.
Wow, actually, how conflicting is this? Friday night's normally poker night. We'll probably be on. I mean, we probably need to record a podcast too.
It might be a live poker podcast.
Well, that could be bad.
That could be very bad.
Done.
Well, think about it. Well, yeah, fuck. We might be fucked there. That's an 8 o'clock game. Supercoach not going to open until midnight anyway, Corey.
Yeah, and you'll be well and truly asleep before that.
I think we just record podcast maybe half time of the Essendon game, and then roll into poker at the end of the game.
Or go like a Saturday morning.
Yeah, fat chance of me waking up.
Done. All right. Nothing else?
Nothing else. All the best to everyone with the new lockdown restrictions, Corey. It is what it is. We're all in the fucking same position, and just stop fucking around if you're one of the fuckheads flying around town. That's all I've got to say.
You got 5K radius, stay inside of it.
Look, it's not that hard.
Done. All right, latest on behalf of Bonfz, myself, not Brett because he's a cockhead. Did message him tonight. He did reply, which is good.
With what? A no?
Yeah, valid excuse this time, actually at work or walking the dog or rooting someone. I'm not quite sure.
There's no fucking chance he was at work. He probably didn't even have a shift. He probably rocked up and he didn't have a shift.
Just driving. He's just a lawbreaker, that guy.
Did you know that? Did you know he'd done that?
No.
He rocked up to work thinking he had a shift. This was only a few weeks back, and they sent him back home because he didn't have a shift. Like, in full gear, he rocked up.
Guy's an idiot. Guy's an idiot.
You know what? It was the week he was meant to play golf with us. You know, the Thursday he said he had the day off. He rocked up to work on that Thursday, and they sent him home.
It's probably Mayo on that. But yeah,
it's what I've been told, Corey.
On behalf of Bonfz, myself, and our Patreon to patreon.com/SCElites. Peace out, community. Thank you for listening and watching, and good luck in the SuperCoach Cup this week.